exhalation, and then deep inhalation, followed by retaining the breath for as long as possible. Then exhale consciously, which we never do throughout the day, other than sitting down and focusing on the breath during this period of dhyanam. And during this process, make sure your physical body is relaxed. The mind also will automatically get quietened when you focus only on the breath. Don't allow the mind to wander anywhere. Forget about everything. Focus only on the breath. This is the best way to relax the body and also quieten the mind, which are important steps to attain the supreme knowledge, Brahma Jnanam. Without dhyanam, proper dhyanam, traditional dhyanam, one cannot get jnanam. So practice this sincerely. So, through this process, one should quieten the mind, is always agitated. And with a quietened mind and the knowledge of the Brahma Tattvam through study of Vedanta Shastras, it is not something that you can create on your own based on the knowledge obtained from the study of Shastras, Vedanta Shastra, with a traditional guru. One gets a glimpse of this Brahma Tattvam. And this Brahma Tattvam, one should do dhyanam with a quietened mind. That is the message of the Upanishads. Sarvam khalvidam brahma tat jalaniti shanta upasita. Mind has to be quietened. Entire life is spent trying to quieten the mind. That is the first stage. When the mind is quietened for a lengthy period of time, one should do dhyanam on the Brahma Tattvam. Shanta upasita, Shanta, with a quietened mind, upasita. You should do dhyanam on Brahman. As what? Idam sarvam khalu. All around us is verily the only truth. All around us is this Brahman, which is of the nature of pure existence, pure knowledge, or pure consciousness, and pure bliss. From this absolute reality emerges the relatively real world. The world is universe only relatively real. Tajjalan. That's why Brahman is called Tajjalan. Tat, from that Brahman principle emerges this entire universe, including living beings, non-living beings. They seem to be sustained for a brief period of time. Finally, they get dissolved, they get extinct. The cycle continues. While this cycle continues on a macro picture, even the individual level, we manifest for some time, exist for a brief period, and then we also perish. We don't pay importance to this fact of life, that we are continuously born and continuously dying and going through all the problems and challenges in life. Only way to permanently get out of the cycle of samsara and attain eternal bliss is through jnanam. That is why this focus on Brahman, Brahma jnanam. This Brahman, which is very vast, Brihattamatvat Brahma. So it's infinite, very difficult to do dhyanam. So Upanishads help us by pointing out that the same Brahma Tattvam is also your true nature, Atman, pure consciousness, pure existence, pure bliss. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. So, and as you start the journey of Vedanta Shastra study, you'll understand that only because of the pure consciousness present within us, you are able to do cognition, you're able to cognize all those things that are coming in through the various sense organs. Sense organs by themselves cannot cognize the sense objects. It's only by the presence of consciousness. So the Upanishad mantra points out that go beyond the sense objects and the perceptions that appear in the mind to the sense organs and try to find out the root of all the perceptions. And that is pure consciousness. Pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam Vidyaya vindate amritam. So the same Brahma Tattvam is your Atma Tattvam, Atman pure consciousness, because of which all the cognition is happening. See, the journey starts by discovering how I'm able to cognize. And you understand that cognition is possible only because of the presence of consciousness within me, which is my true nature. You also understand the same pure consciousness is also absolute existence and absolute bliss. So my true nature is absolute bliss. I don't need to have any worries. But unfortunately, if you don't understand this ultimate truth, we'll go through the cycle of sometimes being happy, sometimes being sorrowful. So focus on understanding this bodham pratibodham. The continuous cognition happening in our mind through the sense organs is because of the pure consciousness. And so Upanishad mantras point out clearly viditam matam, pratibodha viditam matam. Understand that this is your true nature, that is Atman. And so that is established final message Amritatvam hi vindate. So knowledge of this absolute reality bestows immortality. How? One goes beyond the cycle of birth and death, samsara chakram, through this absolute knowledge of my true nature. And atmana vindate viryam. So while you are existing with brahmajnanam, atmajnanam during this life gives you extremely strong mind, strong fortitude, capability to withstand anything. Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya, by internalization, understanding and transformation, because it's a total transformation. Till now we have been focusing on the entire universe, my own physical body, mind, sense organs, intellect, people around me, thoughts, emotions as real. When you understand that they're only ephemeral, relatively real, the true reality, absolute reality is my true nature, which is pure consciousness, Brahman. Vidyaya vindate amritam. So this establishment in absolute reality bestows immortality. So knowledge of absolute reality bestows immortality, permanent peace and happiness. There is no other way. Anya pantha vidyate anaya. So how to proceed systematically to understand what? My own true nature. So the journey of Vedanta, a discovery of my true nature. Let's continue studying the Bhagavad Gita. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Vakratunde Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parambrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurte Namaha Tadashiva Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Srutismriti-Purananam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakatam Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta-dehaja Dakshinamurtaye Namaha अपार करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानदम शांतरूपिणम श्रीचंद्रशेखर गुरुम प्रणमामि मुदान्महम् ओम. All of you on camera, stand Em Brahma loudly. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunmanti Dimyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुस्सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय परमात्मने नमः. Now with a lot of sincerity chant the 6 slokas with the meaning. Also the meaning should be understood clearly while you're chanting, not merely chanting. Understand the meaning. These 6 slokas remind you of jnanam and why that is the ultimate thing one should seek for and attain in this life. Put on cameras and chant the 6 slokas. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, Teshamevanukampartham Ahamajnanajam tamaha नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितं न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानम् येषां नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परं यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः ओम शांति शांति शांति. Equally important when you are living in this world, how to understand this relative reality. Nobody explains this. We don't focus on this. These five shlokas bring out the essence of this relatively real universe and what should be my attitude and how should I treat it. These five shlokas stand with the meaning clearly understood. श्रीभगवानुवाच दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम् ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां हृद्देशेऽर्जुन तिष्ठति भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया. Understand this ultimate truth, which is prapancho yadi vidyeta nivarteta na samshayah maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthatah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now today I will give you a small clue. There is a thread of concepts in this five slokas which you should clearly focus on. What is the first sloka? Bhagavan says that the entire universe is my Maya. So understand that the whole universe is relatively real, but God's creation of Maya. The only way not to get entangled is Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. So totally surrender to Bhagavan in search of the ultimate truth. In the process, only when you understand Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, that initially it's an understanding, then it is a realization that you are not different from Bhagavan. You will understand Mattah Parataram Nanyat. Bhagavan says, nothing is different from me. So everything is my own, either my pure consciousness or my matter principle manifesting in the universe. And what is the important block that is stopping us from getting that reality? That is Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. That is Avidya Ajnanam. And when you get rid of Avidya Ajnanam, understand the ultimate reality, Advaitam Paramarthataha. This is a thread of thought that you should maintain while doing dhyanam. So when doing dhyanam on multiple shlokas or mantras, one should have a thread which connects one mantra or one shloka to the next, and so the mind continuously focuses on that. And this is a process of making sure that the knowledge is realized in one's own mind through systematic study of Vedanta Shastras. अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता एकादशोऽध्यायः विश्वरूपदर्शनयोगः ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमं व्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्मिमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी ॐ. Now let us chant shloka number 28 and then we'll take 29 later. Shloka number 28. Arjuna Uvacha Yatha nadinam bahavombuvegaha samudramevabhimukhad तथा तवामी नरलोकवीराः विशन्ति वक्त्राण्यभिविज्वलन्ति ओम शांति शांति शांति. Ardam Swagatam. Hearty welcome to the next session on the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is called as Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. So, most people who explain Gita don't explain the inner meaning, the real message of the 11th chapter. So, all of you now know this correctly. What is the importance, the important purport of the 11th chapter? The 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, Bhagavan is revealing the cosmic form to Arjuna, and through Arjuna to all of us who are students of Bhagavad Gita, explaining the following things. 1, 2, 3, write down. First is the supreme principle is the substratum on which the creation, sustenance, dissolution happens. This is the message. This is the understanding. Initial stage all chanting. Second stage just like a picture. You see, Bhagavan is showing all this picture. But as you proceed in the study of Vedanta Shastras, this truth has to be clearly understood. That without Brahman, nothing happens. That is the absolute reality on which the relatively real universe emerges, sustains, and dissolves first. Second important principle, while manifestation, birth, and sustenance, existence is what our mind is normally busy focused with, there is also this ultimate death or extinction that happens to everything that has emerged from Brahman. It's not that you focus on this constantly, but it is something you have to remind yourself every now and then. It's like when you're driving a car, how often do you look at the rear view mirror? Can you go on driving looking at the rear view mirror? What will happen? Huh? Tell me, what will happen? Huh? We will reach the ultimate truth, very ultimate reality of life, I think, very soon. So, every now and then, like when you look at the rear view mirror to check whether you're on the right track, the fact that there is something ultimately, we'll all one day go away. We are all travelers. We are all traveling in this earth for some time, and then we will we'll leave this place and reach some other destination after this life is over, is something you should be aware of. So every now and then, like you look at the review, remind yourself. And why should I remind myself? Because all the things I'm experiencing in this life and all the experience happen till when? Till this death, right? Till you die in this life, are nothing but what? As I told you in the last class, is a reflection, nor is the other aspect of all the actions we have done, karma, in the previous life or previous many lives. So please understand, your present experience is a result of the actions of the past. So both the past and the present are like two sides of the same coin. And so the present will be, whatever actions you do will be creating the future. The present and future also are like two sides of the same coin. If we need a better future, if you want to live a future life, both in this life and life after. So for that you should have first belief, trust, shraddha, that there is life after death. There is janmantaram, lokantaram, punyam, papam, dharmam, adharmam. That first should have a firm establishment, shraddha, understand that. And then you will understand that the only way to create a right future is by what? I know it should be clear. Strictly following to the path of dharma as much as possible. One cannot be in dharma 100%. Shastras also say, you have studied prakashancha pravrittincha mohameha cha pandava. So Prakasham is Sattva Gunam, makes you be on Dharma. Pravrittim, Rajogunam, continuously in action. While you're continually in action, you don't recognize whether I'm doing the right thing or not continuously. Sometimes you end up doing papam, Rajogunam. Moham, that is Tamogunam, which is root cause of all papam and also ajnanam. Please understand. So this is the cycle we go through. So one has to remind oneself that the only way to live life happily in this life and hereafter is following dharma. So even if you are moving away due to some reason, either to ignorance or consciously or unconsciously, try and come back to the path of dharma. That is why systematically every day make sure you spend time in all the divine activities, prayers, puja, at least 3 times a day. That is how you start developing dharma. And dharma is fully ingrained in the mind, then the mind will seek the next level called moksham. First dharma jnanam, then brahma jnanam. And once you attain brahma jnanam, afterwards, what is there? That is the ultimate. You have reached the ultimate. So that's the process you have to follow. So the 11th chapter reminds in this portion, by focusing on extinction, death, destruction, huge portion. If somebody is very serious, go through. Major portion of 11th chapter is focusing on this. A lot of questions Arjuna is asking. Bhagavan is answering very serious questions. They're all very deep, thoughtful, not just merely some kind of no picture and somebody having some dialogue. Deep messages of Vedanta is being conveyed. So study systematically. Where are we now in the sloka number 28? Arjuna is explaining what he is seeing. What happens? Every now and then we see some family member passing away, somebody known to us passing away. That's when we seem to think about it for some time. After that, Gaya Ram. No, that person also is gone. We also forget. That is Maya, Daivi, Hesha, Gunamayi, Mama Maya, Duratyaya. So remind yourself that nothing to worry about death, but make sure that we stick to dharma. That is the main goal. So Arjuna was given this vision. Sometimes these kind of visions are very powerful. And so what happens? Normally, these thoughts come when people are at an advanced age. I do very rarely. Very, very rarely. At what? So parame brahmani kopina saktaha. Balastavat krida saktaha. Tarunastavat taruni saktaha. So what happens? All youngsters, children, we're all busy playing. Then tarunastavat taruni saktaha. I don't say when you reach an age, you want to get to the next stage of life. Then Vriddhastavat chinta sakta. So old age only worries, worries, worries. Because of my actions or actions of people connected with me. Parame Brahmani kopina sakta. No one thinks about something called as end of life, future life, Brahman. Acharya Shankara is lamenting. Huh? So you don't fall into that particular category. Understand what is the purpose of life. The reason we are born is to understand the ultimate reality so that we are not born again. See, we are born. The goal of being born is to make sure that we are not born again with this human form or any other form. So, Arjuna is seeing this vision of many heroes of what? Both sides, both the Kaurava side and the Pandava side, entering Bhagavan's mouth. It means what? They are not going to visit Bhagavan's mouth to check how many teeth are there and all. It means what? They are perishing. They are perishing. That is the end of life for them. And Arjuna, in the process, also wants to say, I'm like a what? Poet. Poets only give comparisons. Just like all the rivers ultimately have to flow and merge with the sea or the ocean, similarly, all beings finally have to merge at the end of this life into the fundamental matter principle is Maya, that is Bhagavan. So they're entering the mouth of Bhagavan in this picture. It's picturization. Don't take it literally. Doesn't mean everybody is literally going to Bhagavan's mouth. You think Bhagavan has no other job other than eating people? Huh? So it's a picturization. Understand? Huh? Now, that is how you move next level in the Gita. Gita should be studied at different levels. I keep on saying. One is Maki ka Maki. 99% ignorant teachers say ignorant teachers because they seem to be teaching. They say everybody goes into Bhagavan's mouth. That is not the direct understanding, is only the sloka, but the inner meaning is they all are going into the next Srishti Sthiti Layam, the dissolution. Now, Padavibhaga PBA for 28 is over. Okay, once again, let's do PVA and then meaning. So, Padavibhaga Yatha Nadinam Bahavaha Ambuvegaha Samudram Eva Abhimukhaha. Abhimukhaha is a visarga is required. Drabanti Tatha Tava. You all should be now very sharp. Churka Gurako. Guruji says, Ami, don't forget. Ami Naraloka Viraha Vishanti Vaktrani Abhijvalanti. So, one small Sanskrit knowledge. When the word Abhi, Abhi comes before any word. It is the totality, completeness. Write down one small sentence in Sanskrit. Abhi samantat. Abhi means all round. It is something that adds value to the fundamental word. Abhi samantat, abhijvalanti, abhimukhaha, all those things, right? Called upasarga. Right now, the meaning abhi. So first the anmaya. Ami naraloka viraha vishanti tava abhijvalanti vaktrani tatha yatha bahavaha ambuvegaha nadinam dravanti abhimukhaha samudram eva. So there are two parts to this particular shloka. One is the explanation of what Arjuna is seeing. Another is a example or a simile. Now, Ami Dharaloka Viraha. Ami, all these. Ami means things around you, things, friends. So, Ami, all these. Who are they? Naraloka Viraha. Very simple to understand. Naralokam means what? Naralokam means this earth. Viraha means what? Warriors. So, great heroes, warriors. What is the message? Why the pointing out to the Naraloka Viraha, not to some ordinary Sipai or some soldier? What is the message? One can be the most powerful king, most powerful being, rich, famous, whatever. But anybody finally has to face this. So nobody can escape death. So these heroes, these warriors of the world of men, that means of the earth, Vishanti. Vishanti means what? Enter where Tava Abhijvalanti Vaktrani. Together you study that. Tava, your, Jvalanti, Vijvalanti, Abhivijvalanti. Can you see 3 levels? Jvalanti itself means that which has got fire. Visheshena Jvalanti, Vijvalanti. Special, very, very powerful fire. Abhijvalanti, blazing fire. So, Abhijvalanti, you are blazing. Vaktrani. Vaktrani means what? You all should know by now. Vaktrani means what? Mouth. Very good. So, Vaktrani, mouths. Bahuvachana. Vaktrani. So, you are blazing mouths. So, all these so-called warriors who are saying, nobody can beat me, I am the greatest person. I have got what? Billion people following me, this. Finally, I have to face this, which is death. So, entering your blazing mouth, they are finally getting perished. How? This is the first group. Second group. How is it happening? Tatha yatha. Just as, right in bracket, helplessly. Helplessly. What is happening? Bahavaha ambuvegaha. Bahavaha, many. Ambu Vegaha means what? Streams. Ambu means water. Ambu Vegaha means that which swirl and go, like stream, right? So Ambu Vegaha means streams or rivers, just as many streams of what? Nadi, Nam, rivers. What do they do ultimately? Helplessly. Dravanti abhimukaha. Dravanti, flow. Abhimukaha, towards what? Samudram eva. To the ocean only. Just like all streams of rivers helplessly flow into the ocean. Anybody who is born will helplessly have to perish one day. So, what is the sloka we all learnt earlier in the Bhagavad Gita? Jhatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Tasmada pariharyerthe. Nattam shochitumarhasi. So, Jatasya hi. Write down all the shloka reference. That is a reference here. What has been taught earlier. For one who is born, death is inevitable. For one who dies, birth is inevitable. But there is a qualification. Because Bhagavan is addressing to the common person for whom is birth inevitable once the person dies. Only for a Ajnani. Write down. For a Jnani, there is no rebirth after this physical body perishes. So remind yourself of this ultimate truth. So Arjuna wants to further explain this pictorially. Shloka number 29. Arjuna uvacha yatha pradiptam jwalanam patangaha विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकाः तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः.
अर्जुन उवाच यथा प्रदीप्तं ज्वलनं पतङ्गाः विशन्ति नाशाय समृद्धवेगाः तथैव नाशाय विशन्ति लोकाः तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः.
Very good. All of us now together. Arjuna uvacha yatha pradiptam jwalanam patangaha vishanti nashaya samruddhavegaha tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokaha tavapi bhaktrani samruddhavegaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, in these slokas, 23 to 29. So, 22 to 23, 29. What is the expression of Arjuna? One of fear. Because he started looking at Bhagavan's mouth. You see, of the entire Vishwarupa Darshanam, where the entire universe is there, where is Arjuna's focus? Focus on Bhagavan's mouth and then the teeth, and within the teeth, how people are getting crushed and all those things, right? That means what? Can he choose from the entire universe where to focus? Think for a minute. That means what? Suppose the entire universe is in front of you, such a huge picture, right? From that picture, how can you choose only one small portion and focus on it closely? That means what? What is happening? Actually, Bhagavan is zooming in, correct? Now understand, because that is a Zoom. You're doing classes through Zoom. So Bhagavan is making Arjuna see this. There is some reason. Later Bhagavan is going to say. A lot of question answer session is there. Q&A is there between Arjuna and Vishwarupa Ishvara. You see, Bhagavan is answering questions not as a normal form. In the form of Vishwarupa is answering what? Arjuna's question. So, first point, zooming in, Bhagavan's Maya is making Arjuna view that portion of what the entire universe where the extinction is happening. First point. Second, in this shloka, one word is repeated 2 times. Samruddha Begaha. Another word is repeated 2 times. Vishanti. So underline those. Samruddha Begaha. Vishanti. Right? Both in the first line, second line. And the focus is Vaktrani. So, Vaktrani. It means what? Mouth. Hmm? So, with this background, now understand the meaning. So, the the message is the same, but the example is different. So, Arjuna is now saying, now suddenly Arjuna has become a poet. Sometimes what happens when people are under extreme happiness or extreme sorrow, they start singing a song. Yes or no? Have you seen? And everything is happy. They all sing all these nice songs. Whatever happy songs they have heard, they will sing. Eh? So I don't want to say you all know your own language, whether it is Kannada, Hindi, English, Tamil, Telugu, you will sing all the songs which are very nice. Okay. Then when some things are very disappointing and totally frustrating and totally you're down and out, say so many songs, all these sad songs, you will remind yourself, right? So you all become poets and singers during extreme conditions. So Arjuna also is displaying the same behavior. Now become a poet. Poets normally give examples, similes. So here is saying, Hey Bhagavan, helplessly all these people who are facing death and destruction are entering your mouth with great speed. That means what? They cannot control. That means what? What time, when, how death will approach us, we cannot determine. That is the message. So they are approaching death. So what is saying? That means they're going to die. Entering Bhagavan's mouth means what? Swaha. Bhagavan is doing Swaha means what? They are going to perish. For what? They are entering Bhagavan's mouth. So Arjuna is clarifying. They have not gone on a sightseeing visit to check what is Bhagavan's mouth like. For their own destruction. That means what? Even though we stand upside down, we cannot stop our own death and extinction. Yes or no? What is the only way to get rid of this death? Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam. Amritam means what? Na mritam iti amritam. So understand slowly now because we are always chanting. Good to chant. Next level, understand meaning. Amritam means what? Mritam means dying. Amritam means beyond death. Go beyond death. Who can go beyond death? Only who is not born. Everybody who is born will have to die. If you have to go beyond death, should not be born. Sir, I'm born, sir. How can I go beyond death? Once you understand that I was neither born nor am I going to die. Najajate mriyate va kadachit. Somewhere we heard this sloka, no? Najayate mriyate va kadachit. So nobody actually is born, nobody is dead. From a absolute standpoint of knowledge, only by knowledge can go beyond death. Otherwise, helplessly, every day we are all slowly moving towards that ultimate extinction. At least during this journey, if you've done some good karmas, punyam, dharma, danam. So if you do all the good things, maybe there is a better future. No, without any thought, recklessly one lives the life and also dies, then what? The future is very, very bleak, very dangerous. So please understand, every minute that we live, we have to live consciously on the right path. So, Arjuna is saying all these being, all the people are moving towards ultimately their own death and destruction helplessly, as if into the mouth of Bhagavan. How is it happening? Have you seen moths? No? Those insects which get attracted to light. Have you seen that? They swarm many places, they all come. Oh, in thousands or hundreds, they are going towards the blazing light. What for? To experience something. But in the process, what is happening? They all die. Similarly, we approach life with lot of vigor and rigor and other things for various things. But so this ultimate death, does it give you information? Tomorrow I'm going to come. Will Emma phone, seek an appointment with you? Can I come tomorrow at this time? We seek appointment with many people, right? So at this time, at this day, on this day, can you please give me appointment? So does Emma give you? Any appointment? He doesn't give any appointment. So this happens suddenly. So similarly, all the moths, this is called moth, right? They are speeding towards a blazing fire or light, but ultimately what is happening to them? They get destroyed. Similarly, in life, we aim for something, ultimately what happens? We are not able to understand. So this grim reminder, these are all slokas that remind you that there is something called as death and destruction also that happens. And every now and then, a small earthquake here, some kind of flood, typhoon, all those things now will be shown. But what happens? We'll study once. Taiwan, this is an earthquake. Close the paper, gone. Guru has said this no recent message. That is mild tremor, New Jersey. Kili was on this side of the world. So only what? So people also say, they look at each other. Something happened. That's it. Forget. Next minute continue. So these are all grim reminders. What for? They told you it is reminding you of the time principle which is running out. So invest more and more on punyam so that first you create a better future and with a calm mind. Only a calm mind because of investment in punyam and happiness. Then punyam gives you happiness. That means what? Manashanti. And the manashanta manaha. Prashanta manaha. Hetum. The calm mind. Study Vedanta Shastras, understand the reality and become ever free. That is the greatest blessing that one can get in this life, getting jnanam, nahi jnanena sadrisham. So don't just only focus that people are dying, people are getting extinct. What is this Bhagavad Gita? That is not the real important purpose. The real message is make use of the life that is given to you. Jantunam narajanma durlabhamatam. This human life is very, very, very valuable. Mahata punya panyena kriteyam kayanau stvaya. Param dukkha dader gantum tara yavanna vidhyate. Again and again, all our Shastras remind lot of punyam that we have merits that we have earned by previous lives, which you are given. That means what? This human birth has been obtained because of punyam of previous janmas. Already a punyavan or punyavati by getting human birth. Mahata punya panyena. This wealth of punyam has been given as what? The feast to Brahmaji, as if means what? So much punyam has been taken away, and this human birth has been given. What for? After getting this human birth, Bhagavan has given something called as mind. The greatest blessing of Bhagavan is the human mind, intellect. For us to study the Shastras and get jnanam. Mahata punya panyena kriteyam kayanau spaya. The Guru is telling the Shishya, telling the student that you have attained this human life with a lot of punyam that you have earned in the previous lives. Use this human life. Param dukkha adhere gantum. It has been given to you to cross the ocean of misery. We cross various oceans going from one country to another. So that is practically we are doing. But real journey is what? Normal journey, you cross Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. People are very busy nowadays traveling. Now summer season will come, people will be traveling. I'm going over the Pacific, I'm going Atlantic. What is the real ocean? Real ocean is Samsara Sagaram, Janma Dukkham, Jara Dukkham, Jaya Dukkham, Punah Punaha, Samsara Sagaram Dukkham. Tasmat Jagrata Jagrata. So cross the ocean of samsara permanently. This human life is given. Param Dukkha Dadehe Antum Tara. Cross over quickly. Get moksham, get jnanam and moksham in this life itself. Yavanna Bidhyate. Before this perishes, we don't know when this will perish. Just like what? A ship is going in the sea. Why in the sea? In harbor. You have seen recently. In US, in Baltimore, you have seen, right? Suddenly, what happens? It hits something, capsizes. Similarly, so there is no guarantee. Every minute is very valuable. Whenever possible. That's why some people say, Sir, why don't you reduce the number of classes to two or only one? Why these four classes? You all want four classes? My Guruji is doing seven classes even now. My Paramaguru used to do almost 3 classes every day in a Venkataraman. At least these classes help us remind ourselves there is something called as beyond the mundane existence. So focus on Dharma, then first Dharma Jnanam, then Brahma Jnanam. That's why keep on saying, somebody has to keep on repeating, like a tape recorder or a video. This is the ultimate reality. So my Guruji used to say, we are all like tape recorders. We all been taped in the mind about all this Shastram. Keep on switch on, keep on saying same thing. So you say every class, sir, same thing you're saying, sir. The world is unreal. Prapancho edi vidyeta. Nivartedana samshayaha. Maya martram idam dvaitam. Advaitam paramarthataha. You'll only pay lip service during the class. After that, what Maya, what Dvaitam, what Advaitam. See? At least during this 1 hour, think, so that finally it'll get established. Clear? Huh? Now, Kadda Padavi Bhaga Anmaya. So, what is the message in Shloka number 29? Helplessly, people die. It is not out of choice. Only person who's got a choice about going beyond death is what? Jnani. Real Paramajnani knows not only for just for the sake of like a drama. Not only will the person know when that he himself or she herself is going to die, they also know when the other person is going to pass away. And if you don't know, Mahajnani. Literally, Mahaperiyas used to know when the person, the last breath will happen to the person. So many instances. That's why Thadi Daivatyan Kural, study the voice of God. That is what? Mahaparivas, wonderful 7 volumes, all messages. And the beauty is the entire Shastras are being explained like stories, very simple way. I keep on saying the greatness of a jnani is not making simple things complex, like inner engineering, art, and all. It is making complex things simple. The most complex concept have been explained so beautifully. All of you, please buy a copy of what? It is there in multiple languages. Devatenkul is in Tamil, Telugu, also in Hindu Dharma, in English, for the benefit of everybody. For this Kali Yugam, there is no greater text than this. So study every day at least some 4 or 5 pages. That's all you need to do. So make it a habit. You will get jnanam in this life. So now, got the Padavibhaganmya Shloka 29. Yatha Pradiptam Jvalanam Patangaha Vishanti Nashaya Samudra Vegaha. Even the word Nashaya is repeated twice. Nashaya Samruddha Vegaha. Tatha Eva. Yatha comes, Tatha will come. Tatha Eva Nashaya Vishanti Lokaha. Tava api vaktrani samruddha vegaha. Nice, easy, no? All very simple words. So 3 words are repeated twice: samruddha vegaha, nashaya, and vishanti. Understand this? Very good. Now, Anmaya. You got the Padavibhaga, right? You get Padavibhaga, 50 marks. Sanskrit. Already you're getting Sanskrit expertise. You see, unknowingly, that is the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. Not only you understand Gita, Shastram, Vedanta, you also learn Sanskrit, right, Sundar Mama? You are more confident about Sanskrit. Ask Sundaram, all of you, 3 years back. He says, no, very difficult. Now, Sanskrit is becoming very easy by doing this PBA method. Thanks for Paramaguru, Shri Sachidan Saraswamiji. Nobody has instituted this method. Now, Api, Anmaya, Api. Where is Api? Api is there where? Taba Api, the last padam. Api, Lokaha, Vishanti, Tava Vaktrani, Samruddha Vegaha, Nashaya, Tatha Yatha. So in the last loka I had Tatha Yatha, here also Tatha Yatha. Patangaha, Vishanti, Pradiptam, Jvalanam. Samruddha Vegaha, Samruddha Vegaha, Nashaya Eva. Repeat. So start. Api. Api is there. Tava api. Last padam. Lokaha. Previous word. So api lokaha. Vishanti. Vishanti is there two places. Okay. Vishanti is there in the third padam. Also in the second padam. Here you take third padam. So go back. So api lokaha vishanti. So if you go from the fourth padam backward, you get api lokaha vishanti tava vaktrani. Tava api. The tava, take that as the fourth word. Vaktrani. Immediately after that. Vaktrani. Samruddha vegaha. So that is the last word. Nashaya. There in the third padam. So Nashaya. So this is the picture. What is the example? Tatha yatha. Tatha, third padam, first word. Yatha, first padam, first word. Tatha yatha. Patangaha vishanti. Patangaha, first padam, vishanti, second padam. Pradipam jwalanam. Very clear, first padam. That's why when you do PVA, suddenly what is there in the first part will come in the last part in the Anvaya. Okay. Samruddha vegaha. Second padam, last word. Nashaya eva. Okay. So we'll get the meaning and then we'll chant this sloka and end the class. Now, api. Again. So Arjuna is at least conscious that he's going to repeat something. Api means what? Again. Here. Lokaha means people. Lokaha has got two meanings in Sanskrit. One is Lokaha Janaha. Lokaha means worlds. Lokaha also has got a meaning contextually. Janaha, Amarakosha. So, you know, Amarakosha, it gives you synonyms, the dictionaries. So, Lokaha, Janaha. People, again, people. Vishanti. Vishanti means what? Enter. Tava Bhaktrani, your mouths. That means what? They are facing death and destruction. Samruddha Vegaha. Samruddha Vegaha means speed. Samruddham. So, you say Samruddhi. Samruddhi means what? Lot of, completely. Samruddhya, you all want Samruddhi, wealth. Samruddhi, Aishwaryam. Samruddhi, Arogyam. All that you want. Here, Samruddha Vegaha. Great speed, high speed, full speed. Where is entering? Bhagavan's mouth. What for? Nashaya. Right in bracket, for their own destruction. That means what? Knowingly or unknowingly, we ourselves are pedaling fast towards our own death. If you live life recklessly, please understand. If you live life with focus on dharma, doing the right things, at least I say, first start with three times prayers every day. Sandhya Vandanam. You're going to start that shortly. At least focus on that to begin with. Then slowly, more and more, you can extend and make it expansive. So if you don't live life, what? Consciously, correctly on the path of dharma, recklessly, we are speeding towards only death and destruction. How? Tatha yata, just as. Tatha yatha, just as. Similar to what? Patangaha vishanti. Patangaha, fireflies, moths. Enter what? Vishanti, enter what? Pradiptam jwalanam. Blazing fire. See, at least you are all in cities, you are only seeing moths going to electric light. You go to villages, big bonfire is there. These moths will go there, within no time they will get consumed as a fire. So, Pradiptam Jwalanam. How Samruddha Vegaha. You see how fast they come, hit that fire or light, and then what happens to them? Nashaya eva, for their own destruction. So, what is the message? So, as long as Bhagavan has given us this life, has given us proper health, proper right thinking, proper environment, focus on doing dharma and study Vedanta Shastra, get jnanam and moksham in this life itself. Chant shloka number 29 again in the class. Arjuna uvacha yatha pradiptam jwalanam patangaha vishanti nashaya samruddha vegaha tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokaha तवापि वक्त्राणि समृद्धवेगाः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। कृष्ण 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 शुभमस्तु। समस्त सन्मंगलानि भुंक्त्या। हरि ओम नारायण। So please download ebook if you're not done so far. Also, download the 10th chapter PVA, very important, study systematically. Take the quiz also. Every now and then remind yourself how much you know Bhagavad Gita. We'll continue in the next class in about 12 hours from now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Narayana.